What is the duty of the owner of a domestic animal to restrain it from being at large on a highway unattended? That was the question in the case of the black bull on a dark road. In this case, Ramona and Delora were driving to Mission, South Dakota to attend a graduation. Driving along Highway 83 at 11 in the evening, they suddenly came upon a black Angus bull standing in the highway. The driver attempted to swerve, but was unable to avoid hitting the bull. The car crashed, and the women suffered extensive personal injuries. A witness stated that at 6:30 p.m. on the evening of the accident, she saw the black bull on the highway and that several cars had to slow down and swerve to avoid hitting the bull. Testimony of the owner said on the day of the accident he had placed the bull in a small corral with another bull and some cattle near his home. The owner testified that the corral, an assortment of stockade panels, wood, and barbed wire, was not in a state of disrepair on the day of the accident. In fact, there was no damage found done to the corral after the accident. But this was not the bull's first escape. A few years earlier, the bull had fought with another and had broken through the fence, never reaching the highway. The trial judge dismissed the case on summary judgment. The trial judge ruled that there was no direct or circumstantial evidence that the escape was due to any acts of negligence on the part of the bull's owner. The case was appealed. How would you decide this case? Was the trial judge correct in not letting the jury decide the issue? We'll be back in a moment with the answer. Did the trial judge make the proper ruling dismissing the case in favor of the bull's owner? No, said the South Dakota Supreme Court. The court held that whether the owner could have anticipated the danger was a jury question. At common law in South Dakota, an owner of a domestic animal is under no legal obligation to restrain it from being at large on the highway unattended, and he is not liable for damages for an injury resulting from it being so at large unless he has knowledge of vicious propensities of the animal or unless he should reasonably have anticipated that injury would result from its being so at large on the highway. Landowners have a duty of care regarding their animals. Whether a breach of that duty occurred depends on whether the landowner could have reasonably anticipated the danger in light of all of the facts and circumstances. The Supreme Court held this inquiry is a factual one and should be decided by the jury, which should consider the facts of the case, including the character of the road, the kind of traffic, the time of day, and all other pertinent facts and conditions to determine whether the owner should have reasonably anticipated the danger. The case was reversed and remanded for trial. Remember, it's a matter of law.